guys, just checking. Can you all hear me fine? And install easy. That's it. Yeah. I had to restart the computer. That's the second time that's happened with me. I don't know whether it's the computer or the camera, but the sound wasn't working for now. But still, but it is now. So let me know. Can you all hear me? All right. Hi, Pamela. Can you hear me? I just need someone to say if they can hear me. You can hear me fine. That's great. Thank you, darling. Yeah. So, bit of orange scent in the air. Oh, hang on. Give me just go there. So, how are you? How is everybody? I'm looking for my notebook. Oh, it's right here in front of me. Yeah, just got a wee bit thrown because of the thing. Yeah. Some of the best news. Well, I don't know if it's best news, but Marjorie Greene permanently suspended from Twitter. She's been kicked out. So that's an interesting thing. But first, I'd like to say a quick prayer. A few weeks back, a woman who was a nanny in New York, 52-year-old, in Brooklyn. Her first name's Cioli. I know her name's been released, but still. She's passed away from her injuries just the other day. She got hit by a truck. She was crossing the sidewalk with her charge, her little 1-year-old Bubba, in the trolley, and the truck came bearing down on her way too fast. I think it must have been. So before the truck hit it, she pushed the trolley out of the way, and the little Bubba was fine, not hurt, but she got hit. She passed away the other day from her injuries. And I just want to say a quick prayer of, universal spirit. Please send loving thoughts and energy to the family of this very brave woman and help her in any way you can with her passing and her transition. Okay, so oh, interesting. Okay, so let's have a look. Now I'm just gonna keep mine out here. So how is the Trump family feeling about the Trish James subpoenas? Yes, she subpoenaed them, hasn't she? So Trump family subpoenas. Iran calling for Trump and Pompeo. Why are they doing that? Where do they want them to face trial over? The Soleimani, that's the guy that Trump put a bomb on or whatever. He's in Iraq and he got hit. Is that him? Yeah. And in the process of taking this dude out, they took out an Iraqi general or something like that. Don Jr. and Ivanka in December to force them to. Now, of course, they're fighting it in court. That's what they do. They think the courts are their private servants, really. Okay. 1/6 committee will refer people to DOJ for prosecution in crimes. Now, they've said that. So, when will that start? Okay. Oh, interesting. So let's have a look. So Merrick Garland, he's going to be talking on Wednesday. Sweetie, could you turn that aircon on when you after you've had your after you've done your morning stuff, bub? So, if I haven't said hello, Renee, Uncover the News, Kristen, how are you? Renee Rogers, Melinda, Pamela, yeah, and also everyone who's lurking, hello, thank you for joining us. Sorry again for the slight delay earlier. Again, I'm going to be only going to around the 2-hour mark today, so and also hello to everyone who decides to watch on my video and watch it later. Hello, thank you. I really appreciate the support. A thumbs up would be good. Oh, something went down the wrong way. Yeah, do you need the Heimlich maneuver, my love?
Yeah.
Well, bad luck, because there's no way I can I can lift you up. I think the water went down the wrong way. Hi, Kathy W. Merrick Garland's statement or conference, whatever it is. I wonder what he's going to say. That'll be interesting. Everyone's saying hello.
Hi, guys.
Actually, could you do a fresh, nice hot one while you're there? I've almost through this one.
Oh, God, really?
Hot means I drink it slower.
Oh, Sarah.
If you can just put it there.
So many pills in the morning. Why do I bother having breakfast?
Hey!
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can't hear you.
Okay. Same one?
No, a larger one.
Yeah.
Just put it there, puppy. Thanks, darling. Oh, I know. 90 degrees there. But it ain't going to say how. 25 degrees and sunny is what they're saying it is at the moment. I'll go away. Get away!
Did they say 25 degrees today?
No, it's going to be 30 something. Hang on.
I was going to say the weatherman's smoking something.
I'll go away. Oh. I've got one of those horrible little things that keeps popping up. No, I don't want to see more. I want you to go away. There we go. It went away. Got shopping coming. I'll just check the temperature for hubby. It is set to be 34 degrees. Yeah, very hot and sunny. Very high fire danger. So it was set for tomorrow to be 40, but now they're saying it's only going to be 35. So yeah, we've got all these things. Welcome to my chaotic world. Hi, Marjorie. Oh, Keek, lovely to see you. How you going, my darling? Hey, has anyone heard from Clarence? Okay, if anyone knows how to reach out to Clarence, check in on him, please. Marjorie, I'm wondering if my husband, 86, is your husband's 86-year-old dad, and I could get healing light and Reiki from this wonderful community. You're all sinusy sick. Oh.
Or what?
They're all sick with sinus.
Oh.
And sinusy, and they're all praying it's not like something.
Yeah, you get that.
Everyone, yeah.
You get that. It's awful.
Snuffy nose and stuff, yeah. Everyone, please send out a burst of healing light, Reiki light, whoever is able to do that. White healing light and yellow positive light to Marjorie, her husband, and her father. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So we've got a few things to look at. World news, yep. Yeah, 14,020. That's mostly Omicron. Just a thing that they were saying this morning on one of the news channels, that studies on the people that they have in hospital at the moment is showing that most of them are in there due to Delta. So that's just a reminder. Omicron might be very prevalent and everywhere at the moment, but Delta hasn't gone away. So please, please, please still take, Am I doing mysteries tonight? Oh, let's see. No, unfortunately, sweet, I can't do them tonight. Okay, I've got a booking, Pamela, but if you guys would like me to do a mystery thing, I can possibly do one on Monday, or it's probably best. How about on the 13th? Thursday. It's a Thursday night, your time, Friday morning mine.
Oh, you're burning yourself. No.
He's so bloody stubborn.
There was spot. There you go.
Oh.
So many boxes of cards. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
If this was portable, I'd take you in to see his model room.
Hey, what?
You're going, so many boxes of cards.
Need a hobby in retirement. Yeah, I've got a few. And there's my library of.
The reason I said to put it there was so you didn't have to make your way around the
How many
fan.
books is there in my library by now?
It's digital, thank God. Otherwise, we wouldn't have. They'd take up the whole
House.
Oh, one mystery you want to know is what's keeping Trump out of jail.
Yep. Sorry, distractions.
That is a mystery.
Oh.
Kimberly got engaged to Trump Jr. Yeah. Okay. What I'll do is a Friday the not quite 13 mystery special, mystery and spooky special. How's that? That's for next Friday, the 14th. So it'll be Friday evening your time. So, or Friday evening my time. I can do it in the morning. Yeah, so it'll be Thursday your time. So it'll be for me Friday, the not quite full 13th. How's that?
Wow.
If you guys would like me to do a mystery special, I think they're a lot of fun. Chain jump behind a fire farting dragon. Okay. Whitby, you better say hello to him, bub. You better say hello to him.
Yeah.
So the
Hey, baby, I'm coming.
the Chrissey and James show is wrapping up for a little bit. And we'll get stuck into readings, okay?
Hey, baby. Hey, little wolf.
So, we'll start with the Trump family. They've been subpoenaed. How dare they? So let's have a look. First, I'll do the candle. Oh, there's that packet. Hi, Laurie Cattle. If I haven't said hello yet, it's because I haven't seen your name. So just keep throwing in the comments there. How are you, my darling? Oh, Cameo. She almost, I was doing a reading, setting up to do a reading last night. And I have a couple of the same sort of candles she stuck a tail in, and I had to really, she almost sat on one. So she almost set her bum on fire. She didn't this time. Oh. Cameo, the fireproof cat. Well, I'm not actually going to dump her that because you just don't ever want to think about that. But she's such a sweetie.
Okay. Come on.
Let's have a look at that deck. What deck? Go with this one. She doesn't give me a heart attack very often. Not like that at any rate. But when she decides, like if I'm stretched out on the lounge and she decides to sneak up and she's very quiet, as all cats are, and she'll be standing on the arm of the lounge there. And what she does is she does a jump over my head and lands on my chest. And it's like, whoa! We call her bullet foot because her little feet are really, really hard when they hit you from a height. Yeah. Vocalize the. Oh my goodness. That's so wrong. Let's have a look at the Trumps first. So, gods of the highest, truth and compassion, clarity, insight, questions, pain. Of course, they're going to fight it. Of course, they are. How are they feeling as a group? They honestly think they're going to be able to finagle their way out of it, trick their way out of it, manifest their way out of it. They honestly think that everything's in place for them to not have to appear with these subpoenas. Hi, Kenya Jones. How are you, my darling? And that they have the right to do that, and they can finagle and divert all the way to the things. And yeah, and put things off. Yes, that is true. Geek Hill Billy. Can you imagine how hilarious the story of St. George and the Dragon would be if the fire, if it had fire coming from both ends? Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, this is one very tough lady, and she is outright going to be a real problem for them, real challenge for them. And this is Tish. Every duck they do, she's got something at that level to fire at them. Every weave they try, she's got something in that direction to fire at them. So, yeah. Immediate future, and of course they're going to try and manipulate the courts, and that's the advice: is take it to the courts and try and delay and delay and delay. They can do that all they want. This is a very patient lady. She's also very determined, and she feels that this family hurt the people of New York. And they have to answer for this. Not just New York City, the state. The base of their reactions, yeah, that the Trumps want to gaslight and confuse, and actually they're delusional if they think that they can do what they've been able to do for years and years and years, because it's a completely different situation. What's the outcomes with the Trumps and these subpoenas? Wastrel, how they wasted assets, frittered away assets, how they cheated. This was a person who should never have been trusted with anybody else's money in the first place. And also how they, they're dodgy and disruptive. The whole lot of them. Because, of course, the kids learn from the father. Hey, Katie, how are you? Oh, the outcome with these subpoenas and how they are feeling trapped. They are feeling trapped. And a couple of them are even fearing jail, I think. This came out reversed. Normally I don't have reverses in here, but it came out reversed. They think they're prepared, but they're not. They're so used to having to dodge and weave and get out of things by using the courts to do that, but that's not happening. The courts are increasingly saying no, 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 no. So they've never really had to step up and face the music before as a corporation and stuff, and they're not prepared. They're just not prepared. What will be the outcome in free cards of these subpoenas? Ooh, irreversible, unavoidable and irreversible change for the Trumps. I just got they ripped off the wrong person. Went through my head. Here it is again, change, perpetual motion. They cannot stop it, whether the change is good or bad, and I do not think it is good, not with this death card saying this change is something you can't stop and you can't reverse, and it is going to bring a complete end to the way you know things. And here it is again, change and major impact, major arcana here. They're going to have to stand and defend. You want a general reading on how Trump is feeling right now? They can't touch me. They can't touch me. I'm an ex-president. I'm an ex-president. They can't touch me. I'm still the president. They can't touch me. I have executive privilege over everything. That's how Trump's feeling. Hi, Teresa. Oh, she won't stick with him. Look, if John Jr. goes to jail, she's out of there. She's out of there. Her image is all about it. Oh, it was never really, it was never really that blah, blah, blah. Yes, he's delusional. Thing is, Trump doesn't know how to feel that low because he's such a narcissist. He honestly believes that people cannot touch him. Mind you, who would want to? But yeah. Okay. So Merrick Garland has made a statement, hasn't he? You got the Moderna. Oh, that's good. You got a booster. That's good to hear. And we'll be able to get our booster at the end of January. At the 4-month mark. Merrick Garland is going to give a statement. Hi, Teresa. Happy New Year to you too. Going to give a statement tomorrow, or Wednesday, your time, about the 1-6 committee. What's it? Merrick Garland, his statement about the, now he's giving a statement about the 1/6 committee. Is that right? I'll just go back up. I'm trying to find that. Merrick Garland to speak on Justice Department's January 6 prosecutions. Okay, so what is going to come out in that? What is he possibly going to address here? What sort of news is he? King of Wands. The kings are the drivers, they're the directors of energy and tasks. It's going to be an update on the prosecutions they've had, but I also think he's going to just let in a general way, let the public know where the direction and energy in which directions they're sending it. They're not going to stop with the prosecutions of the people who were there, but he's also like, whether there's a special prosecutor or a team or whatever, might be hearing some news of that. These people have this a task force maybe been set up for this and another one for that, for different aspects of the insurrection. So where the DOJ's energy and efforts are going to be directed in the future with regard to this. Hi, Bonnie Russell. I did a thing on 2022 on Friday, my darling. You should go back and look at that. Yeah. Judgment. The judgment card is, yes, he's aware of people saying, oh, should he do more, blah, 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 and the criticism he's getting. But it's also, he's heralding a trumpet. It's time to wake up because there's more stuff is going to come out and you're going to be hearing it. You're going to be hearing more and more and more. And yes, the judgments are going to be coming out more and more and more. Definitely also, like, you know, this judgment day is coming, not for him, but he's putting the message out there to some people. Doesn't matter who you are. We will move forward and prosecute you. That sort of thing. So this is a major arcana card. So he's going to have, what he is going to say is going to have major, a big impact. Queen of Pentacles. Again, talking about resources and all that. He might talk about what resources he's attaching to it. Again, you know, the king directs. You know, he delegates, he directs. The Queen of Pentacles, she's about resources, and so where they're going to spend their time and energy with regard to this. You know, the everyday business of the DOJ has to go on while all this is happening. So, Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Very transitional. He's taking this opportunity people, yes, the Five of Cups can be about loss and regret, and he's going to address the loss that people suffered with this, I think. But also this is a time to move forward, and the way in which we're going to move forward is we are going to put those responsible behind bars. So it's a way of, you know, it's a year. You know, we've been mourning this loss and all that, but it's time we move on towards making those who are ultimately responsible pay. So it's time to cross a few bridges. And, you know, the stream of consciousness, in the traditional one, there's the stream there, the stream of consciousness. It's always there in the background. And here we have the Four of Cups picking up on the dissatisfaction with a lot of people, and the apathy that a lot of people are feeling around it. They, why bother? Nothing's going to happen, that sort of stuff. No, his message is this will not be standing. This situation is not going to stay the same. It is not good enough. And it's going to, I think, maybe address some of the doubts and apathy and dissatisfaction that some people have with the DOJ at the moment. Queen of Wands, the consort and counterpart to the king here. He's got two women as his deputies. And I think they're both here going to be playing a huge part. So there might be something coming out about his deputies and what roles they may be playing in the future. Three of Swords. Addressing how they're looking at the betrayal of these people in attacking the Capitol and the people who are behind it. Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of validation as well. So I think by the end of the press conference, it will be like, okay, you know, he has been working on this. He is doing this. So he's thinking it's about time, you know, stop throwing crap at the GOP, at the DOJ, sorry, and validation. So some of the announcements he's going to talk about, it's going to be like, yes, it's a card of validation. No, we are there. We are doing it. So it'll be an interesting, you know, and I think he's maybe a little bit pissed. He seems like a very mild person, but you don't get to where he is in life without having a backbone of steel. And I think maybe he's a little bit pissed off that he has to stand up and show validation for the job they're doing, and vindication for addressing all the dissatisfaction. He's a little bit pissed that he has to do that. But, you know, it is a very high profile position, and he wouldn't be the first Attorney General who's faced quite a few slings and arrows. For some reason, Janet Reno comes to mind. I don't know much about her, but I do know that she was a Bush era Attorney General. And I think she might have been the first female Attorney General. I'm not sure, but she comes to mind. I get the picture of Will Ferrell's impersonation of her doing that, dancing stuff. But yeah, for some reason she's passed through my mind. And I think he might even be talking to her and stuff. But yeah. Hi, Laura. How are you? Hi, Melinda. You're back. Yeah. So, Iran are calling for Trump and Pompeo to face trial over Soleimani. I don't know that they're going to face trial over that because he was in office, but I do feel there might be a review. Does he have a chip on his shoulder? I think it's a bit more frustrated with the constant criticism. You know, the 1-6 committee, the 1-6 thing is only one aspect of what he's had to deal with in the last year. And one of the biggest things he's had to do with is cleaning house at the DOJ. So it's like, okay, it's time. This is a good opportunity to step up and make a few things clear. Now, somebody can tell me if any of what I said is spot on. Sometimes send me an email or something. That would be great. Yeah. It's not so much of a chip on his shoulder, but he's a little bit, you know, it's time for this, you know, there's the 1-6 thing is important and it's vital and it is, you know, a high priority, but there's a lot more that he's had to do with this department as well, including cleaning it out. Yes, he nailed Timothy McVeigh. So, you know. Yeah. I think he's talking to her. I think, is she still around? Because, you know, I mean, as in alive and stuff, I do think he might be talking to her as well. So, yeah. Hi, Bronx Sage. Oh, will they go remote? Yes and no, Bronx Sage. I'll have a look at that a bit later. I got sort of like a smaller class in the school. But like a big screen with the rest of the class joining in remotely. So they're all there, but half there, half not. And going through a cycle, like 1 week these students will be in the classroom and these students will be home doing remotely, and then the next it will be the other way around, and just maybe a mix. Yep. Oh yeah, heavy snow. Yeah. So yeah, I think that it's because the remote's being introduced, they're going to find new ways of educating kids so that, like, yeah, using the technology that's emerged in the last couple of years. to, you know, help kids get more educated, improve their education, give them more opportunities to get educated than they might have had previously. Good night, Pamela. Hi, Deborah Costro. Maureen, hi. Hello, how are you? King of Cups. So many different ways in which computers have been used in the last couple of years with students to ensure that I think that the Secretary of Education is going to be exploring a lot new pathways to education using the computers and the ability to do remote teaching and stuff now. That doesn't mean that there's going to be less teachers. There might be less teachers in the classroom, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be that a lot of teachers are going to lose their job. It's just rotational basis or might even be a slight increase. And it's also a way in which they can, kids who need some extra stuff, maybe some more teachers to address those kids who need some extra care, some extra help. The remote is going to allow that. There's a little bit of anxiety about schools being closed, and I do think that we've got Biden here, and I do think he's probably going to be addressing at some stage in the next couple of months before summer. I think he's going to address education and lockdowns and schools being remote. The Queen of Wands definitely getting. The Queen of Wands can be about investigation as well, but nurturing and educating and yeah. Yeah, education is going to be coming to a crossroads. The Two of Swords, it's coming to a point where there's going to be some changes happening, but it is going to be some very good changes that are in the horizon. It's been a chaotic couple of years, but I feel that chaos is sort of this Knight of Swords. You know, traditionally you see him charging around and stuff. But this one, it's like he's laid up his thought. He's reined his horse in, and it's got that peaceful thing, like we've gotten through that. And it's like very thing. And swords are also very much about intellectuals as well, about learning and education as well. Whereas Wands is creativity and energy. So those two are very, the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords sort of bring together. So some changes that might after a chaotic time. So I do think there's going to be an overhaul of the education system to accommodate more remote learning. You know how you hear stories of a lot of kids just not being able to go to school because they're needed at home to help with things and stuff, and like an hour into town to go to school and an hour back, and that time's needed. Remote learning can address a lot of that. And yeah. No, they're not waiting for the first guest to go remote. It's just that going remote at the drop of a hat is not easy. It can be very chaotic. So there's a lot to address. So, I feel the need to meditate. Okay. Thank you, Melinda. I'm like, thank you, Melinda. Sweetie. Yeah. Okay. It's sort of like, I've got a itchy nose. Yeah, let's see. I'm on my book. Hi, Michelle Mabel. How are you? Marjorie Taylor Greene has been permanently kicked off Twitter. Facebook won't kick anybody off. I wish there was another platform. No, you know. I'm thinking of moving my Applehouse site, which is a GIS site for women in GIS and surveying and spatial sciences. I've got a group on Facebook for that, but I'm thinking of moving it. Anyway, that's a different thing. Hi, Patricia Franzino. Itchy nose. Marjorie Taylor Greene, how is she feeling about Twitter? Big hope. She's like, I'm not worried. This will just make me a shining light even more. And she's also thinking about how she can steer people in a different direction. Drop Twitter, don't use it. You know, when Trump lost Twitter, he had to find other ways and other people. So she's going to be looking around for other people to use as a mouthpiece. Yeah. Oh, this is such a false front. This is such a false front. This is, oh, I'm still a shining light. You know, it's good. It's good because they're just liars anyway. So you follow me to a different platform, but there are no different platforms. This is a front. This is really the, you know, not worrying, but she's convinced she's the greatest hope America has. And this proves it. You know what I mean? It's just like her ego is, and her narcissism is just as big as Trump's. And her malignancy is just as great as Trump's. Yeah. But she's, yeah, oh, it's a betrayal. And she's like, it's all about revenge, revenge, revenge. What? And she's so consumed in that she's so pissed off about that it's actually a distraction and a challenge, and it could cause problems for her. She's going to try and get them shut down or call for an investigation, you know, into them stifling free speech and all that, which of course that's been done before. You agree to their terms and conditions. Hi, Estelle Harrington. Yeah, she'll probably go to get her. Yeah. The advice for 6 of Swords. Get ready for a bumpy ride, Marjorie. This is just the beginning. This is the advice for her. Get ready for a bumpy ride. This is just the beginning. This is the Six of Swords. You know how with the Six of Swords, the traditional ones, the boats are out on the water, and in some cases they've got someone steering it for them, but she's one of the ones that's got to try and navigate this all on her own. Basically.
Caffeine?
No, not at the moment, thanks, baby. So she's got to navigate this on her own. Four of Swords. She's got lots and lots of swords happening here. It's like she's not going to have anywhere to go, and she's going to retreat into the background. She's going to try get her, but it's like, yeah. Wow. The words that went through my mind just now was Trump has created his Frankenstein and he's lost control of the monster. And it's not her. But I think I know what that is, that whole Trumpican movement and stuff. The High Priestess. Yeah. Without this platform, this major platform, even if she gets on the struggling one, it's not going to do. She's not going to be able to save it. But it's, without this platform to mouth off on, there's no reversals in this deck. But I feel like this shallow, conceited, stupid woman. And that's what she is. And it's going to become clearer and clearer as she can't get out her messages of hate. They banned her. They've banned her because of her. She's had 5 warnings from Twitter about misinformation on COVID. But, yeah, she's ignored it. Six of Pentacles. It's sort of a step back into what she was. Sort of like a nobody. A nobody. It's sort of like without Twitter, without the numbers that are attached to Twitter, yes, you can get on one of the other ones, but they're failing and people aren't looking at them. And they don't trust them because Twitter's been around for a long time, so they trust Twitter more. It's like she's going to go back to being what she was, which was an annoying, nasty little nobody in a Georgia suburb. With the Six of Pentacles there. Justice, balance. It's like a balance has been adjusted. And she's also, she is, what else is happening in her future is she is going to have to face up to things. So justice, that I think is the 1-6 committee. 3 of Swords. Yeah, she's got to learn the hard way that it's time to let go of all of her political ambitions and leanings and stuff. She won't because she's stupid. Basically, that's it. She cannot see when it's best for her to let things go. And because she doesn't do that, she's followed this man all the way into betraying her country and the people and her constituents. I don't know how she got in. But yeah. Twitter's just the start of her downfall. It's the start of her downfall. It's not leading her in a new direction for higher, in a higher direction. But she's going to try and fool everyone that that's okay. But no. I'll just take my followers. No. She'll take some with her, but not as many as she had on Twitter. What, Bubba girl?
Been very
Are you going to
today.
try? I think she needs a tablet. Are you going to try
Yeah.
and sit your butt on a
The hormone's been playing up.
yeah. I'll have to take her to the vet, maybe. At some stage in the next 2 months.
Been very needy this morning.
Been very needy, Bubba. I'll get you a medicine in between things, okay? Oh, betting white. I think it might be a little bit soon. She's got so many people up there who want her, hug her, and she's with the love of her life again. Give her some more time to glow in that. She'll be around, okay? And we can check in with her in a couple of weeks, I guess. Mind you, I'm not really a medium, so but I do know that other people will check in with her too. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah, she's gone and sat herself where I put the cards, but we'll work around her. Yeah, she's a calico, aren't you, darling? Okay, so I've got things that are written down. How about we check the news feed and see what's going on there? Yeah, a lot of things happening around Trumpy lately. Ministers, UK government extends powers to intervene in foreign takeovers. I think that's a good thing. There's always room for overseas companies to come in and interest to come in, and it's not always a bad thing, but complete takeovers and stuff it's not best for your country in the end. So there's got to be some limits. So that's a good thing. Is there a better way to make resolutions stick? Honestly, don't make them. Reaffirm your day-to-day action plan that you do every day. You know, but a resolution, it puts extra pressure on you. So just say, we know what's happening, and I know what I want to achieve this year. It's a continuation of, it could be a continuation of last year, and that you don't have to make special resolutions. Just, just keep going, because New Year's resolutions put you in of extra pressure to get it done. And if things happen that can stop something from happening, then you feel like crap. So what I want to take into the new year, what I want to leave behind. That's the best way to do it. But don't make it some big resolution, because I don't think big resolutions help. Especially since a lot of them are done because other people put pressure on you to do it. It's sort of like, well, I don't want to do that. you know, other people's wishes for you and hopes for you. It's nice that other people have good wishes and hopes for you, but when they try and force that on you and force you to make a resolution about something, it's not about you. They're saying, I'm doing it for you. I want it for you. No, it's about them because they fear losing you. And it can put extra pressure on a person. So, yeah. It's more like what I'm going to leave behind from this last year that I don't need and move on to what I want to achieve. So, and just get forward with my plan to improve my life overall, you know, without highlighting one special thing. Because if you're pressured to highlight and go after one special thing and you don't achieve that, it feels like you've wasted the year. So just improve my life overall. That's all you need to do. That's the only resolution you need to make. Carl Starmer comparing Boris Johnson to a branch of entertainment. Hi, Harley girl. Yep. Prince Andrew is saying that because Virginia Jeffrey made a deal with Epstein, it should absolve him of anything. Buddy. Any deal made with Epstein got nothing to do with you and your actions. He's still trying to get out of it. He's not going to get out of it. They do, for such little creatures, they do leave a big hole when you leave. Anyone got something you want me to read on? Hang on. Daily Mail. Secret agents with the authority to shoot to kill were at the Capitol on January 6th. The ex-Vice President Mike Pence members. Why didn't they? Well, yeah. Yeah, high risk. Yeah, I suppose they were there to protect people, and that's what their job. Will Prince Andrew get indicted? That's been and gone. I think that this is a civil case, so the indictment thing has been and gone. But this is a civil case, and I feel he's going to end up losing that. We've got out in the cold, Five of Pentacles out in the cold. Here he is. His money, blah, 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 blah. Out in the cold, defeat. So he is going to lose this civil case. And it's already been rumoured that Hermit is going to go into hiding. That if he loses this case, he's going to be stripped of Duke of York, not going to be allowed to use that title anymore. Hi, Sheila. How are you, my darling? Yeah, I think the indictment business has been and gone. So they didn't have enough to indict him on anything. But the civil case it can still apportion responsibility and blame, and he's going to lose that. Hi, Nancy Lee. How are you? Did I say hello to JG? Now, anyone got a question? He's going to lose that case. He's not going to be able to get away from it. What are things like in Washington, D.C. at the moment? Sheila, my darling, what's the atmosphere like in D.C. at the moment? Are they putting up fences and things? Yeah. 1,000 people lost their homes. You just got snow. Yeah. I meant with 1/6 coming up, my darling. You just got snow. Oh, that would be lovely. But with 1/6 coming up, is there some tension in the air? Or yes, I did. That's one of the first things I read on Joji. If you go back to the start, so that you know they're not going to be able to get away with it. They have got, yeah. Are the GOP members going down with all the transnational? Oh, a lot of energy being directed. Hopefully there won't be any events to see. There's a lot of energy being directed towards those GOP members who have been involved with. Oh, God, you hillbilly. I'm glad you say eventually be married, because of course we all know eventually. But you've got an outhouse you want to build. Sorry. Oh yeah. It's the dark side of wealth and the dark side of power and fame and everything that they went for, these GOP members. It's going to be visited upon them. That's ruining a perfectly good outhouse. Yeah, some of these people are really delusional, and they're going to try and confuse things. And there's a great deal of momentum and victory. Now, you asked if they were going to be are there some GOP members who will be charged with, just going back, transnational organised crime arrests, RICO and all that. Yeah, there's definitely momentum, and they will be taking down a lot of people. Of course, in some countries, these people never get taken down, but in the US, yeah, there's definitely going to be some forced retirements with the Four of Swords, the dark side of all this grab for money and power and everything, and it's going to come to an end for some of these people. They're delusional if they think they can get away with it. The momentum is totally against them. Tiring into the background, like just the total end of their political careers. Forced retirements for some people. Some people's actions, yeah, they're going to be going back just through some people's actions as well. Okay. Somebody asked, are some of these people going to be charged with treason? I do think, I don't know about treason. For the GOP, like yes, there'll be some reckoning for those guys. I think that they're the people you were looking at. With regard to 1-6, there could be some charges for seditious conspiracy or aiding and abetting seditious conspiracy, but there's caution around that. Treason is a big thing. It's a big thing. Caution. There's caution to approach for treason, but redressing the balance. I do feel like seditious conspiracy is going to be something. Yeah, definitely. That's something that's being spoken about in the Congressional Committee and all that at the moment. It's called dereliction of duty. And yes. Yeah, dereliction of duty. Yes, there's going to be some consequences for him. There will be dereliction of duty. Chaos. It was all about, and he was determined to create chaos, and he did that. And then he just sat back and watched, and yeah, he did nothing. because he was manipulating people. Defeat. They were defeated. There are people talking to whistleblowers, basically, and more is going to come out. And yes, the dereliction of truth, the truth is going to come out. There will be consequences. The truth is going to come out. There will be consequences. And there will be efforts to restrict and stifle his movement, because I get the feeling he might be getting ready to run. Yes, it is. He's the commander. He was the commander-in-chief. In essence, he was a member of the Defence Forces, and he stood by and did nothing. If a member of the Defence Force saw that riot happening and stood by and did nothing, they would be charged with dereliction of duty and betraying their oath to the Constitution. So it doesn't matter that he eventually did something. He let it keep going for now. So that is dereliction of duty. Whether other people will see it like that, I don't know. Oh, you know how it's the US Customs and Border Patrol. It needs to clear out. It's going to happen. I just spotted a story headline: investigation of journalist by Customs unit is under review. Okay, so an internal review has been launched into the actions of a special Customs and Border Protection unit that may have used sensitive government databases intended to track terrorists to investigate as many as 20 US-based journalists, including one from the Associated Press. That is going to be big. What's going to come out of that? Let's have a look. No, he didn't do much. He released a video, and a lukewarm one at that. But it's not so, you know, he can say, but I released a video, but it's 3 hours. He did nothing. That's what he, you know, that's what they'll go for. Okay, let's have a look. Will there be consequences about this customs unit? It's going to be disbanded. I've got it. It's going to be disbanded. Knight of Wands investigations been restrained, but it's really, this review has been restrained, but it's going to be stepping up. Thank you. Oh, yes, you did get some laughs out of me. Money, resources. Oh, there's a lot of dodginess happening with resources in that unit too. Oh. This is going to be, the US Customs and Border Force is going to be a target. I think in the second, after the elections, this is one of the things that Biden is going to be turning his attentions to even more so than now. The internal review. It could be putting Kamala Harris. Well, she's dealing with all that stuff, isn't she? Yeah. So, there's going to be a big change. So there's going to be, they really, really, this unit really overdid things. They took advantage. They were really, that abused their positions. This is overindulgence. This is like drunk on power, even sort of. Yeah, there's definitely going to be, I think this particular unit is going to be disbanded. It's not their job to investigate journalists. The Counter Network Division. Use the database to investigate leaks to the media and the screen journalists as potential sources of information, as was detailed in a report, the Homeland Security's Office of the Inspector General. I have to say, there have been a couple who have been asleep on the job, but the Inspector Generals during that time, you know, for the most part, most of them really did you know, kept going, kept things quiet because they knew changes were coming. So they kept an eye on things. Some just blatantly didn't give a rat's, but a lot of them, the Inspector Generals, have been, yeah. Yeah, no, there's, they wanted to ensure that the activities that took place under Trump are isolated incidences. No, not. It doesn't matter if they were isolated or not. They need to go. So there's changes, irreversible, unavoidable, irreversible changes, and these changes will lead to better department. Betrayal, letting go. They were doing the wrong thing. They were doing the wrong thing. There's definitely going to be consequences with this. What is it? The Counter Network Division in the US Customs and Border Patrol. I think that I'm just getting disbanded. Will the fairness doctrine ever be put in place again? I'm not quite sure what the fairness doctrine was. I'm getting not in the form that it is. It's Truth in News, is it? Okay. Let's have a look. Truth in News. Truth in News. Sharon Lee, you watching, my darling? If you're out there. Yeah, poor Renee. Okay, the truth in news. Who are going to be? Opportunity. Honestly, resources. That's a yes with the Queen of Pentacles. But it's like, I feel like there's going to be a drive from advertisers. Or how much, something to do with advertisers. How much can different perceptions sacrifice? I mean, fairness in news has been sacrificed by quite a lot of stations and all that. There's still some that do the right thing, but even the ones who do the right thing, they've sort of been stifled a bit. So, got the Hangman. So this is a big thing. Needs to be a pause and review. Temperance. That again is regaining the balance. So that balance, it will be I do think it will be, but it's going to be in a slightly different form. There's going to be some there is a transitional period coming up for news organisations. Okay. Yeah, if anyone knows how to reach out to Clarence, please do so. Just check in on him. Okay. Haven't seen him on Facebook. I might PM him myself. Yeah, there's definitely been some influences that need to be hampered back. Sponsorships and all that review. Page of Wands. I think there might be a bit of a whistleblower situation coming out soon. Some of the scandals that have come out with some of the people recently as well have not helped people with people's trust in the news. Now, this is the Six of Wands, but it's come out upside down, which it shouldn't. So that's interesting. Sort of like some of the scandals that have come out with Matt Lauer and now Chris Cuomo and other people, it sort of knocked these networks off their pedestals a little bit. And they sort of needed it. They needed it. And, you know, people have a right to agree. But I think it's going to lead to a bit of a review on hiring. Maybe a lead back to more journalists than, not that some of these people haven't done a fine job, but maybe getting back into the guts of journalism. Maybe a little bit less opinion shows. Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's been this, the opinion shows are not Yes, they've been popular and they've had some very good people front them and all that, but they're not always as good as they might seem. They're not always and yes, they generate money, but there might be a need to review the place and the prevalence of them. There's still a few more people who are going to end up out in the cold through this whole process. I think there's still a few more scandals to come. But the overall answer is yes, there will be a return of the fairness doctrine, but whether it's called that, but truth and news, it will be coming about. But it's a whole process that needs to be reviewed. And, you know, yeah, partisanship. They need to put journalists back in there, not opinion hosts. Some of them are great. Some of them are really great. But as we know, some of them are just horrible. I think a lot of the shows, there might be a review by the commission, FAC is it? Or Broadcasting Commission, whatever, as to the number of opinion hosts opposed to the number of real news shows, and reviewing that. And yeah, there might need to be a redressing the balance, you know, and also let's pull it apart. But what does this mean? Blah, blah, blah. You know, there's, yeah. Clarence was hacked on December 22. Okay, let's see. Okay, any other questions come up while I was answering that one? I've got about another 10 or so minutes available, you know. Yeah. Yeah, we have that here too, and in the UK and everything like that. Yeah, that. But this is talking more in general about news and the quality of news you get, and the people who are delivering it, you know. It's like the journalists are out in the field, and opinion people are in the studio. And I like Jim Acosta's come up more with his little things, but also addressing some things. But also, it's a fine line, isn't it? There needs to be some reassessment of what is journalism and what is opinion. Then it shouldn't be able to call itself Fox News, should it? They ever figure out? I don't know how they started, darling, but it was very dry. It's been very dry there. got another 10 minutes or so. Okay, any more questions? Do you think, is Biden going to say something? Is there any news of Biden giving a speech? Counteract Trump? I feel like, I get the feeling that he doesn't really want to do that tit for tat thing. For January 6th. It's Biden. He is, okay. Right. And Trump's going to try and steal his thunder, but Biden on the 6th, what's he going to come out with? What's he going to do? Surprising and I'm getting surprising and inspirational with the Page of Cups. He is. Now, the dancer is also always very, very sure of her place in the world, very, very sure of her purpose of being there. That is definitely going to come out with Biden. He knows his place in the world. He knows his right to be there, and that's going to come shining through. And he's going to be reminding people of that. It's been a whole year since these people tried to do that. And in that year, you know, it's been proven time and time again. My right here, but not, you know, he's going to really remind people of his place in the world. Tamp down any tensions. That's one of the reasons he wants to do it, with temperance as well. And address, make sure it gets the message through. This big lie, we're not going to allow these sorts of things to keep continuing happening. This continuing promotion of the big lie, this, that, or the other, it is going to stop. We're not going to allow it. We're going to break free and move on from this crap that was put in place. In some ways, yeah. We had a shorter winter this year, but it was very cold. A lot of caution around him. There seems to be. And you know what? This beach, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana here. It's going to be a very high impact. He's going to be shining a beacon. You know, we cannot allow this to happen again. Where I am, you too may be, or what happened may happen again if it is allowed, if these things. So it is our job to stop that from happening again. So that's the beacon in the Hermit. It often comes with the message, where I am, you too may be. So where we were last year could happen again if we do not do our job and do the investigations and the indictments to ensure it does not happen again. So that's one of the biggest messages that's going to come up. 5 of Wands. does not know how to give up, this man, and that's good. That's good. He will continue fighting against Trump or using the resources he has. He'll also be highlighting some of the things that have been done in the past year and some of the achievements made. Here's another major arcana with the Hierophant, addressing the stupid and relentless attempts at indoctrination, redressing the balance, redressing the balance. Yeah, there's a lot of resources here, or pentacles, and again, addressing manipulation and lies and attempts to manifest a different outcome. And how shoddy a lot of this was, and all the details that have been found out, and the support that was. So he's going to be addressing a lot of that stuff. So that'll be interesting. But it's going to have a real big, so how many major arcana now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana out of 12 cards. This speech is going to have an impact. Hi, Sophie. Yeah, guys, I have to wrap up now. And thank you again for joining me. And I will be back Thursday morning. Oh, he's okay. Thank you, Gig Hillbilly. That is good to hear. Let's send him all a burst of positive and loving energy. And yeah, to Clarence. Really glad that he's okay. So yeah, so I'll be wrapping it up now, and I'll be back Thursday. Hi, Bonnie Russell. I didn't see you there. Good night. And again, thank you for everyone who watches. Yeah, I'm going to take a break now because then I have some other stuff I need to do. Very busy week this week with quite a few things happening. So again, thank you very much for joining me. I love you all. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, and stay happy, and stay loving. And I will talk to you guys all on Thursday morning, my time, Wednesday night, your time. And be interesting to see what we'll have had Merrick Garland's speech by then, and we'll be looking, yeah. Okay, so that'll be interesting. Love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.